I want to talk a little bit about the culture of St. Anne. Like, what is it like to work at St. Anne?
I'd like to speak a little to this because I had reached out to some of my colleagues before doing this interview just to get some feedback from, not only my perspective, but others and how they feel and their experience at St. Anne's. And I was really overwhelmed by the response from everyone, actually. I sort of thought, sometimes you send an email, you might get a reply or two, but really everyone replied with feedback. And so some of the points that were made, they also ring true for me. I think we were just talking about before this interview started, I think 3 of us that are on here that are employed by St. Anne's all started as interns. And I think one of the unique things about St. Anne's that helps, young professionals start out and learn and grow and stay is the fact that St. Anne's, we really operate in every capacity as a team. And so we have a clinical team where we present cases each week that, every therapist always has resources available in order to get feedback if they're feeling stuck or if there's an issue there, that hasn't come up for them before, they're not familiar with, they're looking for some information about, that's always available. We have really excellent clinical supervision at St. Anne's that I personally feel like has helped me to grow so much as a clinician at St. Anne's. We unfortunately just lost one of our wonderful supervisors who was here 25 plus years. She passed away over the summer, but she was really like the embodiment of St. Anne's mission and values. And she spoke about and practiced that, we believe wholeheartedly that healing from trauma and abuse is possible and supporting people and being able to do that and on that journey. And so I think just that culture and mission has brought some really awesome, wonderful people to work at St. Anne's. We are a nonprofit, and so people aren't always coming here for the paycheck. They're coming here because they find the work really meaningful. The connections with clients that they're able to make, the connections with colleagues that they're able to make, having kind of some of the same values and feeling like some of the same concepts are really important, really keeps us together, and being able to collaborate. I know I've spoken with others who have maybe left and come back. We've had, I had left St. Anne's and come back actually. So we've had some staff who've had experience at other organizations where that culture just was not there, and the support was not there, and that can feel really overwhelming and lonely and isolating. And I think also it causes your services to suffer. I really feel like at St. Anne's I'm able to provide the best services possible to my clients, and that's important to me. I don't want to feel like I'm giving them half of what they should be getting. And I know I've heard from others that that is a huge benefit to working here as well. We're really able to tailor those services to our clients. And, when I think of St. Anne's and some of the people that have been here for 30 plus years, it's kind of unbelievable. But at the same time, St. Anne's, like any other organization, is just a building without the people that come here and do the work every day. And we're so fortunate to have such awesome, passionate staff here, and, hoping to continue to grow those teams in all of our different programs, so that, we can continue the work for years to come.
I can speak a little bit about, as someone who's pretty new to the agency and coming in, and this is my very first job after graduating. I definitely would have to agree with the supervision being absolutely spectacular. With my supervisor, I've always felt so supportive and really had learned so many important things, and just feel that, everyone's here to kind of support therapists growing and really learning. And, it's definitely, it's heavy work that we do here, and it can take a toll. And so having that support within colleagues and within your supervisor is so important. And it's definitely something I was looking for when I was looking for a job. That's something that really is special here that I don't know that you get always everywhere else.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with what Kaylin and Rachel both said. Kaylin spoke like wonderful to the fact that the connections at St. Anne's and coming in as an intern and just seeing that culture and that community between not only just coworkers and between supervisors and everybody that they supervise within different, it's just the ability to grow and to develop and to have that supervision and support. St. Anne's has always offered that. And, as an intern coming in fresh, fresh out of college and graduating, I really felt that it was supportive to, professional growth and starting off as like, someone working as direct care in the residential department, that was such an invaluable experience getting to work directly with, young girls and, different workers that have been there for years, and just getting experience on both ends is definitely something I'll appreciate and take with me throughout the rest of my career. So I'm very grateful to have started at St. Anne's and hopefully continue to grow within St. Anne's.
Just to add one other thing too, just because I do feel like working in residential, the culture is different, and not anything, against CPS. It's just a different environment. There are times where you see a lot of really difficult things: children actively self-harming, kids fighting each other, kids very acute level of stress. And especially as a newer therapist, or like Rosa said, we both were in direct care for quite a while. Rosa and I worked together at one point. There's a lot that you see, and it can be hard to kind of come back from some of those things, and also some of the situations that you get put in with our kids. Like if you are on one of the units, if you're trying to assist with a crisis, even as a therapist or a case manager, there are times where you can be the target, and really making sure that there's an outlet for that individual to talk about what happened, how it made them feel, how it impacts their work, their relationship with that youth. Because sometimes we have situations where kids do get violent, or kids do things that are, disrespectful, like maybe spitting in somebody's face, and really working with individuals to know that, yes, this happened, but this isn't about you. This is a youth who has experienced extensive trauma, who has a lot of different things going on that you may not see from the outside looking in. We talk a lot about the iceberg, how, you have that top part, which is the outward behavior, and then you have what's underneath: attachment, abandonment, trauma, so many different components to it. And so it's really, really important to us that we make sure that we're checking in after those incidents happen. If it's at the end of the day, making sure that, we all kind of take some time to decompress and see how people are doing. If something physical happens, are they getting that medical attention that they need? How are we going to work to repair that relationship? And really just making sure that there is that support every step of the way. I think we have a really good relationship with each other here. We really rely on each other for when we're in those difficult situations, but also to celebrate the victories. We recently had one of our kids who was very, very acute over the summer, in and out of the hospital, very dangerous. And she was able to be discharged at the end of December, back to a family member. And there was so much work and care that went into working with that youth, and really making an effort to look at those things and say, this is why we do the work that we do. And I think emphasizing that as a workplace is so important, because it reminds us of why we're here every day. And also celebrating the work that the therapists do. Like when you have a kid that struggles to open up, even if you're getting a little bit, really emphasizing how important that is and how great that work is that person's doing. So we really try to make sure that we're incorporating that in what we do each day, so that people don't feel discouraged. And if they do, how can we help support them get back to a point where they see the light and why we're doing this work?